Hi there, it's Darlene. How are you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well, or today, or whatever time of the day you're watching this. So, I just want to give out a few warnings for those of you that are still inside Infinity, and then we can talk about refunds and the proper way to get going on that, and the results that people are having as well. And then I'd like to show you the proper way of going through a refund through WarriorPlus, because this is the way you're going to get your best results. So I'm going to take you through that entire process. So, starting with the warning to those inside of Infinity, the only way that people inside of Infinity can communicate with each other right now is through the emails. And what they figured out, and this is smart, is like sometimes in the Infinity support would send out emails to like everybody. So yeah, your name would be on there, but then if you look at the CC list, all the rest of the Infinity inmates are there as well. So that's how support was sending out emails. So if you want to know who's in there in your group, inside of Infinity, then you can just send it to all the CCs. Now, by now, I'm sure Jono has got probably a fake account in there, and him or one of his support people are going to be, in there as well. And that's the problem with this. So I appreciate those of you that have been sending around my videos. Keep doing that. I mean, what the heck? However, there's also then is this problem here. And this is the idiot that I was talking about yesterday. Total low-life scammer. I guess we can call Jono a high-life scammer. Yeah, I guess so. Yay. Anyways, this idiot sent around an email yesterday, and as I said, I went through it. So watch out for this guy, Budhika Gamaj, or however you say that. And he sends out this scammy little email saying, "Hey, although Infinity's not going to do it for you, I will pass your challenge for you with my bot." And I discussed the problems with that. I wasn't very clear yesterday on one point, though, which was the reason why this guy has to be finished up by the end of March 31st. It's because the Infinity bot expires on March 31st. Now, Jonas has been promising, and I have no doubt at all that he will do this, is that he will drop the new version, the updated version, or even the same version, who knows, before the end of March, and that will have then a new expiry date on it. So you'll never be without a bot. But if you get kicked out of the system like this guy hopefully will be, because I've been pushing his name out there, I'm hoping that Jonah will catch up with him and get him out of there, at least get him off of that dashboard, then he won't be able to download the next Infinity bot, and then the gig's up as of March 31st. And that's also why I was saying that this guy knows he's on borrowed time too. So please, stay away from him, okay? So this is an example of a scammer. Now, there's also been, though, the ones that want to do good. And those ones I applaud. But you got to be careful, people. So a couple of them rounded up all the email addresses and sent around that, hey, we're going to create a group, and it'll be for those that are trying to get refunds from Infinity because this is a scam. Please sign up to the group here. Well, someone sent me that link. So I thought, okay, let's see how their security is. I clicked on it. I was in the group, got in no problem, under an assumed name, and an email address that they would never have seen before because I used one of my alternate ones from one of my blogs. And yeah, I was let right in. And I said to them, so what security measures are you taking to make sure, like Jono or one of his boys don't get in here? And they're like, oh, no, it was only sent to Infinity people, so it's totally private, and we're checking emails or something like that. And it's like, no, you're not, because you don't have my email address, and I'm not whoever I signed up as. Here's who I am, and here's your problem. So yeah, they were just letting everybody in, and you've got to be careful, because any kind of a group like that, you need a gatekeeper. You need someone that's going to ask people the tough questions, make sure that they are victims of Infinity, and they're not Jono or one of his boys to, try and weasel their way in, and to have a safe place to go. So anybody that thinks you're just going to throw up a group and invite the entire list to, please don't do that. You're just letting in Jono into all of your plans. Plus, wouldn't it be good to have everybody together? Already got a good group going. As I mentioned before, you can look it up in the description, and it's right there. My name is in the description at the very bottom, not the group's name. My name is. And if you should want entry into that, I welcome everybody, as long as you're not related to Jono. And you have to show proof that you are being scammed, which shouldn't be difficult. And I'm going to ask you some other questions that I'm not going to tell you here. And I reserve the right to do that because we don't want Jono nor his boys getting in there. And that's why. And that's why this guy, they then, this idiot, not this idiot, but the guys that were trying to do good, they had to close that down because they had no security. So be careful of security, people, if you are going to try and do your own group. But as I mentioned, it would be better if you just joined with everybody else, and you're more than welcome. Please do join. However, these guys did bring up a good suggestion, though, too, is that of one thing you can do, and here's one thing I found on YouTube.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm totally just waking up. If you clicked on this video, you are interested in the Infinity system or have any questions about it, I just want you to know I've been in it for about 3 months. And it is not real. It's not existent. It's completely 100% misleading. I hate to say that. Customer service will give you the runaround. There's no refunds. They won't honor anything. They will steal your $2,500 plus your $1,000 prop firm fee, and you're out. And that's it. I've been battling with them for a couple months, and yeah, and they won't give you anybody in this company's a refund. So whatever you do, I'm not trying to discredit any company that doesn't deserve it. This company is dark. They're hurting elders. They expect older people or even non-tech people to be able to just install everything and do everything themselves. There's no done for you. This is complete DIY. So, but this is Corey signing out. Just want to shout from the rooftop, this is completely fake. Do not buy this system. All right. You guys have a blessed day. Bye.
Okay. So yeah, this is a good idea. Now this video that he did was 1 minute 35 seconds long. If you can do that, and I know this is a hard ask, most people don't like to show their face on video. Hey, guess why you're not seeing my face? I hate to show my face too, but hey, I'm doing full-length videos here. I mean, if you can, just do it like he did, with your cell phone. Talk into it and just in your own words, say what's happening. If we can get enough testimonials out there that are true, unlike Jonah Armstrong's fake testimonials, people will take notice. And so your little 1 or 2 minute video, it'll make an impact. And it will get out there, and it is searchable. And if you keep it under a minute, you can post it as a short. If you need to know how to do that, contact me. My Telegram info is in the description, as always, at the bottom, right above the hashtags. But yeah, I can tell you how to do a short, and those seem to get good traction in Google searches as well as YouTube searches. I don't know why, but mine are ranking really highly for the shorts, which is weird. I mean, because I'm not that good at them. So yeah, doing a video like this is such a good idea. For those of you that can, I really, really, really recommend it. And I'll even do a little course on how to post a video if you want. I don't care. But, it's not hard. It's right easy. You can do it. So, let's talk about refunds. Here, this is a fellow that is, first of all, we're talking about the refunds being given out for Real Funding program, the original prop firm that went belly up. Or no, they're still in the throes of going belly up. They're still going, but their chat's down, their website's been up and down, like they're gasping their last. So this guy was trying to get his refund back for RFP, as everybody was promised. He's like, but you've never mentioned about this problem until now. Every time I was told 7 to 10 working days, which has been very misleading. This is very frustrating, and I'm not even sure how much trust I have with Infinity. Yeah. Support comes back and says, hey, that was the plan, but there is an issue with their Stripe account. which is beyond our control. Excuse me, how is that beyond our control? Your control. This guy paid through WarriorPlus. This is in your control. This is not RFP's problem, it's yours. So you can contact your payment processor. So he's saying go back to PayPal, your bank, or credit card to request a chargeback, or to go to WarriorPlus and initiate a dispute there. Well, I'm telling you right now, you got to do both. You got to go through WarriorPlus, and then you should be taking it to your payment processor. And I'll be showing you exactly the steps to do that, okay? And you know what? It's working. This guy put in a dispute through PayPal, and this is for the $980 for the RFP refund he was supposed to get. Within 2 hours, he got this back. Said, we reviewed your case and decided in your favor. So PayPal is definitely a good one, because you can easily show the fraud that happened between Ministry of Freedom and RFP. So, you should be taking it back to, well, PayPal is awesome. They're doing really well on refunds, actually. And then if not to PayPal, then your bank or your credit card. Now, the next thing, so there's that. Here's the steps for getting your refund. First of all, you need to go to WarriorPlus and request a refund. Now, it used to be on your dashboard that you could start the refund process there, which is what most people have done, or they're just going to support through their dashboard, or through email and saying, hey, I want a refund. And then they're getting turned down. But it really, really needs to go through WarriorPlus. And I'm going to tell you why in a bit. But if you go through WarriorPlus, then you're taking it through the official channels, and then maybe we can get WarriorPlus off their butts. And this is what I've been working on for the last couple nights. Well, except for night before last, when I tried to get last night's video up, and I'm sorry that took an extra night. I hope none of you got caught in that scammer person that I showed you at the beginning here. Okay, then the next thing you want to do, once you've requested your refund, is get the hints to your bank, credit card company, or PayPal, and stop payment on those monthly fees. Now, you can also do that within WarriorPlus, and I highly recommend you do so. You just cancel that subscription, and then, but also go to your bank, credit card company, or PayPal, and put a stop payment on those monthly fees. Some people have also suggested that, they've just phoned, if it's a credit card company, they've just phoned up the credit card company, said, I've lost my card, need a new one, put a stop on the old one. They've done that, and that for sure will cut off those subscription payments, absolutely. Then you need to go and do a chargeback on your bank, your credit card company, or PayPal. If you went through PayPal to get to your bank or credit company, PayPal is the first one you want to hit up. Seriously. There's 2 reasons for this. Number 1, too many refunds go back through PayPal from Jono Armstrong. He'll lose his PayPal's privileges. He won't be able to use them anymore. They don't like to see a ton of chargebacks coming through because it means the person's a scammer, right? So PayPal, if you did go through PayPal, they're the first ones to hit up. And as I just showed you, people are having success with that. It's definitely one to look at there. If not PayPal, then go to your bank or your credit card. If you did wire transfer, go through WarriorPlus, because that's basically your only hope at this point. When you are taking this to your bank, credit card, or PayPal, you claim under fraud. Because it is fraud. The exact claim is to claim under service not as described and no clear cancellation policy. Now, this lack of refund thing is something that WarriorPlus will also sit up and take notice about, because that is a rule on their platform that you have to have a clear refund policy and you have to follow through with your refunds. If not, WarriorPlus supposedly has a problem with it, and I'm hoping they stick to that. But more about that later again. So, the biggest thing I have to say about refunds is, if you're considering doing it, get on it. As I showed, think it was the not yesterday's, but the previous my previous video from the end of last week. I think I put this on there. And this guy asked for a refund for something. I don't know if it was for the full. No, I believe this was for a Real Funded Program, RFP. And the response back from support was, the account used to accept your original payment has been shut down, so there's no way that we can process the refund. The only way to do this is for you to submit a chargeback. If your bank needs any cooperation from us, we are more than happy to comply. Well, if they're saying that the account's been shut down, what are they going to comply with to the banks? Well, fraud for one thing, but look whose account has supposedly been shut down. Yes, this is who this guy paid the money to, Jonah Armstrong. So if you're having any of these problems, you got to remember this, and you need copies of this stuff, and do take it through the WarriorPlus system, because their vendors need to provide refunds if they are requested to, and none of this malarkey. So this is really, really important. So if you're considering doing a refund, do it now, because he's already rolled up one of his bank accounts and people are getting refunds. I would suggest you get yours while the getting's still good, while you still can, because I think there's going to be a bit of a gold rush on here. So how do you get this refund? Through WarriorPlus. Well, let's go over to my WarriorPlus dashboard, and I'll show you exactly the steps on how you go through. Okay? So you would have gotten login details for WarriorPlus when you signed up for this program. Your receipt would have been from WarriorPlus and such like that. And you would have gotten login credentials so that you could come in here and check your purchase. Now, my dashboard probably shows quite a lot more than yours does, because I am an affiliate and have been a vendor. So yeah, I've got a lot more stuff here than you would, but as just a purchaser. But it's still all the same. Notice on the top right where it says Focadan, in red, my game name, Feochadan. Your name should be up there. Okay, will be up there. Look for it in the red box, and hit that drop down arrow, and notice where it says purchase history. Click on that, and then your purchase for Infinity should show up here. We're just seeing the crap I purchased from. Yeah, even back in November, I was getting my refunds. It's like, oh, stop buying this stuff, Darlene. So yeah, and then you can access your purchases through here, and I will show you how to do that right soon. But also, one thing, what you want to do when you're going through and getting your refunds is to just okay, here right at the top there, Epic Deluxe. Okay, this is one of my ones that I stupidly bought. But it was just a recurring thing, so I just put a stop to it. So click on Epic Deluxe, okay, but you'd be clicking on Infinity Subscription, okay? And then if you're looking at your Infinity Subscription, in order to cancel it, you would just go down and see there's two blue boxes there, the top one that says Subscription Details. And then you can click on that and cancel your subscription. Now, I already have with this one, so make sure you do that. That's very important. I mean, you really need to get those subscriptions stopped. Then you can rate the product. Which one was this? I don't remember this product much, which meant it was useless, but I don't remember it being horrible. So let's just give it a 3. You guys are going to be wanting to give it a 1. And then okay. And then you can give the title, Epic. And I'm going to have to figure out something. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to, I'm not going to post this review, because as I say, fair is fair. I don't remember the product, so I'm not going to post some kind of bullshit review. But I think giving it a 3 out of 5 is probably good. So I'm just going to cancel and post later. And you could put in the anything, you know, I hated this product, or I love this product, or whatever. But, you know, for you, I think it's probably the other way. Now, and this is important, because then when See, then when affiliates are looking to, hey, should I sell this guy's products? Then I'm going to click on, see where it says Epic Deluxe, and View Terms and Moshberry. I'm going to click on his name. Doom, 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 doom. There we go. Now, so we see Mr. Barry, and so say I'm looking to promote one of his products. Well, here I can see the exact star rating on the right-hand side here, where it starts at GP Talk and then Supersonic Host and la la la. And you can see what the rating is on these. And that's for everybody to see within this system. And see, this guy's got a lot of 2.5s, and that's to be expected. But he's got some good ones too. So that'll all show. So the more 1 stars that Infinity gets, it's going to show. Okay? You're going to be able to see it under Jono's products. So if he releases it to affiliates. So just going back here for a second, I kind of zipped out of this too fast. So in your title, you could put whatever you want. I mean, I just put this in as a space filler, really. So, I hate this product or whatever. And then in your review, say why, specify exactly what. Now, it's just a review, so you don't have to go on forever and ever, but, write a decent review, write your honest answer to it, and then post review. And as I said, I'm not going to, but yeah, post review. So that'll be, now you can also then, you go back and then find, okay, that was for your Infinity subscription, but then you can go back here and go in and find Infinity and request a refund there. Let me take you through the steps on that. Now, this page that I'm showing you now is in their FAQ section, and it walks you exactly how to how do I get support for products sold via WarriorPlus? And it's, pretty much all about the refund process. So let's have a look at this. This help article, it will be one of the top links in my description, because I think it'd be important for you to go to this and be able to, see exactly, and you can then follow along so that you can do it yourself and then open, WarriorPlus in another tab or something and go for it. So this is one of the big problems with WarriorPlus in my mind and in other people's minds too, except for the people that like to sell on there. So important. All products listed on the WarriorPlus platform are sold by independent vendor sellers. Vendor sellers are responsible for all product support, questions, and refunds. WarriorPlus does not take payment, is not the vendor, and cannot provide refunds, support, or answer questions about specific products. Below you'll find details on how to contact the vendor when you have a question or support needs. Please read through all of this article before requesting support to make sure your query can be resolved as quickly as possible. So WarriorPlus's stand is basically, let's say they're the mall owners. They own a shopping mall, and their vendors are separate shops within that mall. They're pretty much saying, that, well, if you've got a problem with a scarf you bought in, this store, then you take it up with the vendor. You don't call the mall management and say, I'm not happy with my scarf, right? Okay, fine. But what if that shop, instead of just selling faulty scarves, was selling heroin? I think mall management would want to hear about it then, wouldn't they? Something that's highly illegal. Well, fraud is illegal. So is not giving people refunds. Fraud is illegal. Not giving people, well, yeah, that is too. That constitutes fraud. So, says you can find a link to the vendor support in a few ways. You'll have your receipt in the email, and you can go right to it through there. And here's exactly how it shows you. On that page, you will see Get Support button shown down here. Yeah. Wait. On that page, you will see the Get Support button is shown in item 3 below. Okay. Anyways, you press on the Access Your Purchase Here button. And then you go to your purchase history page, just like I showed you, where you had to click on my name, Focaden, and then go in that way, but your name will be there. And then you go in through that way. log in. For quick access to support, you can click the Get Support button to the right of the product name, and it gives you little arrows that shows you exactly where it is in the picture there. Alternatively, you can click on the product name itself, which will take you the way I showed you to get in, which will take you to the purchase details page for that product. On that page, you will find the Get Support button as shown in item 3 below. This is a page where the links in receipt, email, and purchase history page goes. It is also sometimes referred to as the thank you page. On this page, click on Get Support button as shown below. Okay, right where it shows you. What should I include in my support request to the vendor? Your item number, the email address you use for the purchase, and for a few other things. The reason you're requesting support or a refund, so that's where your refunds requests go as well. Note, all refund requests should be within the parameters of the refund policy you agreed to at the time of purchase. The refund policy can be seen using the View Terms button next to the Get Support button as shown in image above. Guys, I would really suggest that you go in there and you view your terms and also take a copy of it. And if you can show those conflicting clauses, that's what they are. They're clauses in the agreement under section starting in section 5 of your agreement. And you should be able to view those terms. And then after it says, you have to jump through these hoops and, you have to stick around for 215 days. You have to do this, that, and the other thing. And then I think it's 5.6 that says, oh, but if you've subscribed to our service, you're not going to get your refund. And you had no choice but to subscribe to the service when you signed for Infinity, or else you couldn't have bought the front-end product, well, the only product, the $2,000 or $2,500 version of it. And so as soon as you had signed up to get Infinity, you also signed up for those subscriptions. So it's a catch-22. It's a huge loophole there that they've given themselves. And in fact, if anybody can go into there, if you could get me a copy of what they're putting there for the terms, it would be very helpful. I could really use that actually, because I would like to see what those terms are, and because this would be good fuel for taking to WarriorPlus for sure. That's very useful. I already have contacted them, and I'll tell you about that in a bit. So there you go. That's how you do your support. Yeah, and then also include your transaction ID there too. And then the reason why you're requesting the support or the refund. And really, your reason, it should be pretty much, well, you're going to have all kinds of reasons, but, it should be along the same lines of product is not as described. So, yeah, you signed up for a done-for-you product. It is nothing like that. It's do-it-yourself. There's other points you can mention, too. I will show you them. And then, of course, the no clear refund policy. This is fraud, So that's make sure you cover those points. What if the vendor doesn't respond? Oh, yeah, like that ever happens. Oh, it happens all the time. So it says, first, make sure you've given the seller at least 7 days to respond to any requests. If you have made multiple attempts to contact the seller through the steps above and you have not had a response, so first of all, it says give the guy 7 days, and then it's like, well, you should make multiple attempts. Okay, so I'd be making those multiple attempts during the 7 days. If you've made multiple attempts, steps above, you've not had the response, then you may open a support request on WarriorPlus using the chat bubble in the bottom right-hand corner. Include the following info in any request sent to WarriorPlus. Full details about your purchase, including your sale, transaction ID, the products you're requesting support for, as well as what the request is about. This is the same as in the list, as the list above. And this is where you really want to hit on the lack of a refund policy. That's actually also why I need to see that. But you should be able to look at that yourself too. But I will post an update in the comments once I get to see that, the one that they're presenting to WarriorPlus. Because if they're showing something different there than what you guys have received, I can easily prove that. And as I said, I've already been writing back and forth to these guys a bit. So, yeah. And then it says include any communications you've had with the vendor. This can be all the support chats that you've got. If you've kept copies of those, which I hope you have, use those, especially ones where they're being unhelpful or they're saying like, no, you can't get a refund, or that account is no longer open, or any other, or them ignoring you, or all those places in previous conversations where they've taken out their side of the conversation, because they've been doing that too to cover their tracks and not leave a paper trail. Okay. And explain why you're contacting WarriorPlus. Because I've been defrauded out of my money, Jeez. Note, only do this after multiple failed attempts to reach the vendor. Yes. If the vendor still doesn't respond, as a last resort, you may go to the merchant provider or your credit card company to open a dispute for the purchase. So that would be like PayPal, your bank, or your credit card company. Make sure you have allowed sufficient time for the vendor to get back to you before doing this. This should only be used in an absolute last resort after both options have been exhausted. Filing disputes improperly could get you banned from future purchases through our system. But, frankly, if you have already told support that you want a refund and you've been given the runaround, you can go straight to your merchant provider, but do make sure you click on the refund process above as they showed you how to. Make sure you go through that process and then take it, then start looking at taking it to your bank and stuff. However, make sure you put a stop on those subscriptions first. Do it through WarriorPlus and then do it through your financial credit card or, bank, PayPal, whoever. Make sure those stops are put in, or else they will keep taking them out. I've seen it happen. So you might want to give them the 7 days, but especially if you're dealing with PayPal, you would want to give them the 7 days before hitting PayPal. But I would, start on this as soon as possible, before they run out of money. Really, I would. So it says this should only be used as an absolute last resort. Yet they put contacting WarriorPlus will help get the vendor going. Well, I think we want more than that, but I'll discuss that in a sec. So this should be only used as a last resort. Yeah, because chargebacks going through WarriorPlus aren't going to look too good to the banks either. Okay, so this is why they do actually care about refunds. So notice here at the very bottom of this page, note, not the first paragraph, but second, note, WarriorPlus cannot and does not force process refunds for vendors. Okay, so these guys can't actually get your money back, but they could do something really good. It says, however, we will notate a vendor's account, and if they have repeated complaints about not adhering to refund policies, they will be prohibited from selling on WarriorPlus. We take this issue very seriously. All right, now we know what WarriorPlus needs to hear about, the refund policy. Well, they're not just not adhering to refund policies, they've got it so wrapped up in knots that you can't possibly get a refund. And if anybody can get me the terms and conditions off of WarriorPlus from your account, I'd really appreciate that. And I might even do a really quick update or something like that, because this is really important, guys. So even if WarriorPlus can't get your money back, if Jono Armstrong is prohibited from using the WarriorPlus program, platform, he'll be out of this business. Literally. This is how everybody here can make a difference. All right? Make sure you take it through WarriorPlus and make sure you go through this process. As I said, this page is going to be high and up top in my description. And so, how do you do it? You press on this button here in the bottom right. It's their chat button, so and you can go through any of these, and you can just go to messages and start off. So here's the question I posed to them on February the 19th, so 3 days ago. I said, "Hi there. Can you tell me approximately how many accurate complaints you need to receive about a fraudulent vendor here before you do anything about it?" Now that was on the Sunday, so it took them a bit to get back to me. So February 20th. "Hi Darlene, if you could give us more details, we would be glad to look into this for you. Thanks." So we'll just go see what I said in my email in just a second here. But may I just mention how very, very important this is, that you go and you do this. I mean, how long does it take? Do you want to see Jonah Armstrong out of this business? I know I sure do. And I don't even have skin in this game. Like, this isn't my money we're talking about here. That's yours. You got to do this. I mean, this is the only way. And it's so easy. It's just, you need to tell them about your problems there. But the biggest thing, remember, is the refund policy. Or the fact that they told you couldn't get a refund. Or the fact that they've been ignoring you and ghosting you. But everything about the refund. Okay? Now I'm going to take you over and show you the email that I got into with these guys. So here's my response back when John asked for particulars. And I said, "Well, I have a ton of people that are getting screwed over by Jonah Armstrong with the Infinity system. You can see my YouTube videos ongoing documenting this here, and that takes them to my playlist. These people have now been collected into one Telegram channel and many followers too that are out for blood, and I'm sending them your way. It's far past time for WarriorPlus to do something about all the shady crud and false promises that are supported on this platform. In his latest trick, the Infinity program, Jono has done the following. High-ticket program promising a complete done-for-you system that is now turned into complete DIY. And I'm reading this so that you guys can get hints on what you can put in there too, although I put stuff in that you may not understand, so don't use it. So just put in the stuff that really resonates with you, but the really important stuff is highlighted in yellow, because after rereading that stuff on what they want to see is about the refund policy, should be mainly doing that. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to say that you were so told that you were going to get one thing and you got something completely different. And then I put income promises that are in direct violation of FTC regulations, making insider deals with financial institutions for his gains and losing his customers' money in so doing. That would be a real funding program. Okay, now some customers in the beginning were forced to pay by wire transfer, and now they have no recourse for refund, therefore circumventing the WarriorPlus system. So I'm wondering, if you did pay through wire transfer, did you ever get a any kind of WarriorPlus receipt? Because if you have, I'm not sure how you would have. You probably didn't get any kind of receipt. Well, if by some weird miracle you did, you can please go in and do this complaint the same way. But I'm thinking maybe you wouldn't, because I think he just bypassed WarriorPlus altogether, and that was just free cash in his pocket, just like you were sending crypto or something to some drug lord. Anyways, that's just my guess. But do let me know if I'm wrong, because it'd be great if you could go in and complain, because that is huge. Okay, and then the second bit, accepting payments from people in both his own name plus that of Ministry of Freedom. He is now telling people he cannot refund from his own account as it's empty. See attachments. I put in the same attachments as the ones that I showed you earlier about him saying, you can't, you're going to have to go back to your bank. This was done under the WarriorPlus platform, again. And then I put in forcing people using the mandatory and corrupt financial institution to pay through Ministry of Freedom and then not giving refunds when the institution was failing. So that's important. If you paid for Real Funding Plus and you paid for it through the WarriorPlus platform. Try and say that 5 times fast. If you paid through WarriorPlus for RFP, then you should be bringing that up here too, especially if you didn't get your refund back. Some did get refunds back, so you're good. If you did, you don't have to bother with this. If you didn't get your refund back and you bought RFP through WarriorPlus, then that needs to be brought up here. Okay. He was also using his own support personnel in the financial institution real funding program. You wouldn't know about that, so don't worry about that. But yeah, the not getting your money back from real funding program, or even if you didn't pay, if you say you paid real funding program directly, I'm sure it was on the orders of Infinity / Ministry of Freedom. So you could also put that down as well, that you were told to do this. You were told that there was going to be a refund from Infinity and you're not getting it. And the real funding program is ignoring you or whatever, has denied you a refund, whatever, and provide backup. So that's important too, because Infinity made the promise. And if you've got any record of that promise or of back and forth with support going, yeah, we're going to do it, and then no, we're not, anything like that, you should have gotten emails. You should have emails on this. So make sure you're showing that and attach it, so you can make a bunch of attachments here. So make sure you attach proof, okay? Making his terms and conditions obscure with conflicting paragraphs that deny anybody refunds. That's why you've got to get that, the view the terms from the WarriorPlus page. See if it's the same as the terms and conditions you've got. If they're different, bring that point up. If they're the same, then just show one or the other and show where the conflicting paragraphs are. It's usually 5.2 and 5.6. 5.6 says that 5.2 isn't valid, if you signed up for the subscription, which you had to, and I've explained that. So that's very important. Tricking people into signing new terms and conditions that they were unaware of. Like if you accepted that $1 deal to get your monthly subscription reduced to $500, then you're automatically killing off the 45-day refund you had, and you're jumping into a 7-month refund, which means you have to stick with it for 7 months before you can get your refund. Yeah, that 45-day refund wasn't within 45 days. It was you had to stay in there for 45 days. Then they realized it wasn't working, and they needed you in there for far longer. And so that's what that whole sneaky thing was about, getting that, giving you that because we felt so bad, giving you this reduction in your subscription, and it was just so that you signed that, so that you were stuck, or that you thought you were stuck there for 7 months. But the fact of it is you're not, because that is a contract and it's fraudulent, and you do not, and then it's void. That makes it just instantly void, and none of the terms and conditions have to be followed. However, what we're showing is to WarriorPlus how they've done this, and we have to show them the paper trail. So do it kind of like I've been doing it. You know how I show you step by step through and using all the proof? Do it like that, and don't leave out anything. Okay? And I've sent them some proof as well, but they need to hear from you guys. They're not going to take it on my word, okay? Because I'm not inside the Infinity system, even though I've talked to goodness knows how many of you, okay? So that's why I know how it's working in there. But they're not going to take my word for it. They need you guys. So now I'm going to ask you, are you going to be part of the problem or part of the solution? If you're getting out of there, and you want to get your refund, you're going to have to go through WarriorPlus anyways. Please, 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 please leave. And oh my God, I don't know why I'm pleading with you. Well, I guess I am, because I can't do it myself. I would if I could. I would, but I can't. Leave a review. Make sure you do. And then most importantly is get a hold of WarriorPlus and tell them what happened to you. And you can always rewind this video and see back to this. So this is super, super important. This will help clean up the streets. A lot of people have been commenting in my comments is, how can we get this guy off? Get scammers like this out. Well, people, this is the way. Please take it. Because as Martin Luther King Jr. said, the ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. So don't be those silent people. Stand up. Don't be those disgusting people that just walk away. It's no longer my problem. I'm going to get my money back, so it's no longer my problem. What if I had done that? Would you be getting your money back right now? Think about it. So please make sure you go through this on the Warrior Plus platform and complain to Warrior Plus. Do that. Do the review. Also, if you at all can, make sure you put your face, you should do a video of yourself and post it on YouTube. The more people we get, the more we can be able to actually make a difference. I've been trying to do it kind of here as a one-person show, but there's so much more strength in numbers. And frankly, I can't do it for you through Warrior Plus. I can do this, but it's going to look a lot better if there are others doing YouTubes as well. But if you can't do that, at the very least, do the Warrior Plus thing. This will be huge if you want to make it huge. Let's do it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and buy me a cup of coffee. Thanks a lot. Have a great evening, day, or whenever. Good night.